Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are continuing to progress towards feudalism, and it's going reasonably well. We're going to have mustering grounds in about 4 years, and then after that, mots in about 15, and we will need, I believe, we determined one additional tech beyond these two to be able to get feudalism. So we'll see what gets exposed after mustering grounds. That is going to be very interesting, no doubt about that. So we have quite a disease outbreak over here. This is the Black Spirits Fever. Okay, that is definitely a pretty hefty outbreak, and we would like to deal with Canum here. Now, we're currently truced there, so unfortunately we can't deal with the Border Gore. But for the moment, we're just going to continue to spread out our realm like a bit of a plague, and we are going to see if we can declare him would die, and we absolutely can. So let's declare this for now, and we are going to drop our rally point about here. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that will be absolutely fine. We'll raise up somewhere around 15,000 troops. Sure, we can go with Serenity. He was pleased. Excellent. So 15,000 troops, this is good enough. Let's split this in half, and then in half again. And then we're going to split this in half, and then in half. Nope, that is the correct number of times. Okay, we're just waiting for a men-at-arms, and now we're going to advance in with this entire army, but the army will split up very quickly here. So, I want these guys to head off over this way, these guys to head here, these to head here, these to head here, and the others to remain where they're at. So that'll be fine. We're going to catch this force and conveniently get some amount of return on our investment out of that. 74 prestige. Okay, sounds good. I want to head down this direction and catch these guys, ideally. Not with both of these armies. You stay put. Fantastic. So we're working on that siege. This army is caught. Beautiful. Stack wiped. I like it. Let's go get their capital, and the war is over. They just don't know it yet. So that seems absolutely fine. We needed a new steward, and so we have one. And he's actually a really high-skilled steward. What was that skill? That was 28. That's pretty impressive. I mean, not quite as good as our marshal, but ooh, someone promoting our legend. Now, how are we doing on that? 232 baronies. Okay, that's spreading very quickly. How much do we need to increase the quality? 300? Okay. It'll be interesting to find out how many times we can increase the quality. Also, what do we get exactly from completing the legend? We gain access to launch a legendary adventure, yes. We gain access to commission legend artifact. 200 legitimacy. Okay. So that's all reasonably fine, but it doesn't seem like the biggest of deals. I want to continue to upgrade that for the time being. So we're going to get all of these sieges done, and that will end the war. The question is how many of these are actually necessary. I doubt it's all of them. Okay, we had a child of our dynasty. That's absolutely fine. We can grant vassals to rightful liege. We should probably do this. We also have too few spouses and too many held duchies. Hang on. Why do we hold the Duchy of Wandala? We should not. That should be granted over to this person. Okay. That is absolutely something that we should do. The Duchy of Wandala. This one. Okay. There we go. Much better. Fantastic. So that's good. We also have too few spouses, and that is absolutely fine. We can do something about that. We don't need a stewardship spouse, in theory, so you will do. That seems fine. Excellent. So everything is looking good on that front. I don't suppose we have any useful claims. I mean, the Kingdom of Borgu, we don't really care about that. Okay, war is over. We just needed 3 of these occupations, looks like. Do we want to finish the others and get the gold? I mean, it would be 30 gold. I'll finish this one. Probably not this one, since that's 3 months out. Okay, so we got 15 gold out of that. We'll enforce these demands and disband our troops. Fantastic. So we'll grant this out over to nobles of the Bobo culture. There we go. And next up, we can, of course, usurp this. This is not the same duchy. Interesting. We should transfer this over. Absolutely. Yeah, this is this duchy. Gotcha. That's not super necessary at this time. Okay, let's check in on Sao. We're good. Canaan, we're truced. To Bestie, we are not. So we could absolutely do something over here. This duchy is not particularly amazing, nor is this one. Probably not worth the 475 prestige at this time. However, just the chiefdom of Jimmy would be okay here. Out of curiosity, how are we doing on the Empire of Canaan Bornu? Interesting. We need 6 counties. Okay. 3 of those are Sao here. 3 of those are Canaan here. And then Canaan also goes up to here. So that's 4. We're very, very close. No doubt about that. Let's just get the county of Jimmy for right now. That'll be okay. I'm going to drop a rally point here. We can't raise here because of these guys. It's very rude. We'll raise our men-at-arms and somewhere around 9,000 levy troops. That'll be fine. An enemy joins the war. It doesn't really matter. This is 10,000 troops here. I'm going to split it in half and then in half again, with these guys heading up to the capital, up over here. That's the larger group. One of the smaller groups heading here, and then the other smaller group heading here. And then these guys, once they arrive in 5 days, are going to head over and look to do some battling over here. Maybe attack Canaan, but that's probably not a very valid action for us here. But I'd absolutely like to catch this force over here. And it looks like we're going to do exactly that. Yeah, this is solid. Okay, no problem there, so that will likely stack wipe. It did indeed. The question is, at this point, do we have any need whatsoever to have these guys raised? The answer is surprisingly no. I'm going to disband them. It will take them 8 months to return home, but it will be a fair amount of time before these sieges are finished here. Like, this one's 10 months out. This one's not even started yet, right? So that'll be fine. We just don't need to be paying that prestige to keep those maintained. So that sounds good. War is now over, and we'll just enforce those demands and disband our troops. That was much more quickly completed than I expected. We might have to wait a little bit on our men-at-arms. That's okay. So at this point, we can attack Makuria. That's intriguing for sure. This is 3 counties. Is this still part of Canaan Bornu? I think this is getting into a different empire at this point. Okay. This is part of Canaan Bornu. Fascinating. Well, in that case, we probably should attack Makuria. So I'm going to do a duchy conquer here. We're going to raise up 9,000 levy troops. It's going to take a while for our men-at-arms to raise up because I underestimated how long it was going to take on this siege. That's okay. We should probably raise up a few extra levy troops here. Oh, look at this. They are actually feudal. Okay, so we're getting into some feudal territory out here. That is noted. I'm going to double our estimate and raise about... Actually, I'm going to go a little higher than that. 24,000. Okay. I'm going to split it in half, and then in half again. So 6,000 to each of these. And we're going to send 1 unit here, 1 unit here, 1 unit, that's a city. Okay, 1 unit here. And then the other unit is probably going to head down over here, although that's within Abyssinia. We'll take them up over here. Cool. Now, our men-at-arms are going to take a while. Ooh, 15% chance that we gain typhus? I feel like we don't need to do this. Are there no sick houses? Yeah, we're not going to gain typhus. So what is this faction? We should look into that. Peasant rabble? Okay, I don't care. That is completely and totally irrelevant to us. We are up to 286 baronies at this point. 287 now. That's looking really, really solid. We've managed to get 2 men in our men-at-arms. I like it. So their army is currently, or was, busy. It's not busy anymore. Intriguing. They were just in a rather large war, and presumably their forces are going to come this way, but they only have 5,000 troops right now. Interesting. They're feudal, but they only have Nile archers. Huh. I don't really think that's a good call on their part, to be clear. Okay, our legend is ready to be upgraded, and we're absolutely going to do that. That'll bump up our legitimacy level to ordained, rather. Okay, so this is now at the maximum, and if we complete this, we can't start it again, but can we continue to spread the legend? Monthly prestige plus 20% would be pretty good. No doubt about that. Well, I think we should just complete it and see what happens. This will inform our future legends. So, it makes it impossible to start again. Yes. Demand local submission decision, allowing you to subjugate any nearby realm. I wonder if we can do that more often than once. Okay, on the end of the legend. Here is the end of the book of High King Takoi and of his noble deeds that were unmatched in the whole land. And here is the end of the conquest of the Kingdom of Guinea. Battles waged back and forth, and war painted the land crimson with the blood of the righteous and villainous in equal measure. High King Takoi of Guinea remained unshaken as the forces of evil attempted to outwit his masterful military stratagem. Unfortunately, or rather ultimately, their efforts would prove to be fruitless. And here it was written, Kong North, 12th of April, 988 AD. Let it be told. Fantastic. So we can start owning this because it's already been completed. Interesting. Okay, so we're not promoting a legend right now. We are the protagonist of this. It's been completed. We got the achievement Legendary and Divine Right. That's cool. Okay, so we reached the maximum level of legitimacy and completed a legend, all at the same time. Fantastic. So we have decisions that we can take. So we can launch a legendary adventure. I'm not going to do this. This is not the goal of this particular series, but this is a very, very interesting thing to do in future series. So we might try one where we're required to do this every so often, or something along those lines. We need to clear grounds for a legendary building, and it is going to be a statue. So it's just the holder of the holding. Okay, so we'll select a building, and let's clear the grounds. Fantastic. Now, we can demand local submission. So we have 15 years of access to the demand field TCB. Oh my. I might not want to do this just yet, because we're already in this war. Let's just give it a bit. Let's wrap up this war first, and then we'll see about demanding local submission. For the time being, yeah, this is absolutely fine. 86 gold for disease recovery, do it. For the time being, I don't think it's truly necessary that we do it. In fact, it's probably better that we wait on that. There's a scheme at court, and no one is shocked about this. Also, our wife died. Okay. It wasn't an important wife. This would be our vassal. Okay, I'm not sure that that's necessarily ideal. Let's go down here instead. Cool. So this siege is over. We're at 57% war score at this time. And we've just about got these guys fully raised. Already. Fantastic. We do get a learning lifestyle perk at this point. And let's grab restraint. That'll be fine. And then know thyself. That'll be good. Receiving a warning of our natural death would be a very good thing. Of course, there are lots of ways to die unnaturally in this game, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So we are going to enforce these demands. There we go, and we will disband all. Next, I'm going to grant this off over here, and then grant this over here. Cool. So that is all looking absolutely great. Now, the question is, how does this local submission, or rather demand field TCB, end up working? That's definitely an interesting question. And also, how long is it going to be? I'm assuming the statue is being built in Kong North. Ah, it gives us the special building slot here. And we would have to construct this for 800 prestige, as well as some gold. It's absolutely worth doing. We should 100% do this. No doubt about that. So I'm going to get rid of this notification. We could start a legend. I think that we'll only be angling for one of those per life. Thank you very much. And we should probably consider hosting a grand tournament if we can. It said it couldn't be done for 7 years, but I want to check in here. Yeah, still saying 7 years. Okay, so that's not going to be a fantastic option for us. What other options do we have for getting prestige? Well, we can obviously just usurp some titles. It's not a big deal. So we'll usurp this one. That gains us 300 prestige, and that should be granted over to this fine gentleman right here. He is the wrong religion, so we should... Wait, no, he's not the wrong religion? No, he's fine. Okay, it's the county that's the wrong religion. Gotcha. That seems okay. We've got another usurpation that we can do over here, which we'll absolutely do. That goes here. Now, you absolutely are of the wrong religion, I believe. Nope, you are not. Okay, looks good. So that is fine. That gives us enough prestige to head into Kong North and construct this. We're missing 52 gold, but we can just wait a couple of months or get these ransoms. That's a vassal. No. Yes. Okay. This is acceptable. And at this point, we can start constructing our legendary statue. That is now 4 years away from completion, but that will be a very convenient thing until we adopt feudalism, and it'll be very sad. Well, it won't be sad, but it won't really matter as much. A peasant's lot is, of course, to serve their lord. And this is not acceptable. Where are the... Oh my, this is ambitious. Okay, so they think that they're going to win with a 743 stack and a 603 stack. I've got some news for them, and the news is in the form of men-at-arms. This is going to be a problem for them. I don't know why they thought they could do this, because they can't. Under no circumstances can they do this. To be honest, they probably would have just died to attrition. Okay, apparently pause is dopey. That's fine. And we need a new marshal. Unfortunately, our really good marshal has died. We'll put this guy in. And do we need to work on... Actually, we need to work in La Raba on control. Sounds good. So, of course, this peasant uprising is over. And that's all great. So at this point, the question is, how much is that demand fealty going to cost us in prestige or other costs? I don't know. But we can, whatever it is, we can figure it out. So, all will bow before me. Fantastic. We now have access to it. So, if we were to attack Canaan, this would be demand fealty. So, he would become our vassal. It costs 200 prestige. Oh my. What if we went for Abyssinia? Okay, so it's based on the size of the target realm. Can we do more than one demand fealty? This is an important question. If we can only do one, because this can be incredibly powerful, like kingdom claim level power, right? If we can do more than one, that's absurd and should not be allowed. If we can only do one, it should be Abyssinia. That's what I'm leaning towards right now. Yeah, looking at these other realms that are around, it's pretty much Abyssinia or bust. Okay. So that'll cost us a lot of prestige that we don't have. That's probably fine, to be honest. We can't hold the grand tournament for 7 years, but if we declare this, yeah, we're going to lose a level of fame. Do we care about that? Probably not. Actually, we're not even going to lose a level of fame. We're just going to take a fame penalty of 2,800. And we're already probably so far high up on our level of fame that it doesn't matter. So I think we just declare this and take the fame penalty. Beautiful. We're going to be negative in our prestige for a while, and that means that we're not going to be reinforcing our men-at-arms. But that also means that we're going to recover that relatively quickly. For now, I want to raise up our troops here. We'll raise our men-at-arms, and we'll raise some amount of levy troops. We shouldn't need that many, I think. How many allies is she going to get? Okay, that's a decent chunk. 15k. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop raising here. We have enough. We have 29k. We outnumber them 2-1. That should be sufficient. Now I'm going to split off somewhere around half of those. Something like this. I'm going to divide those in half, and we're going to start sieging with those units. So they're going to come out over here. These guys are going to head down this way. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of attrition out over here. That's expected, and I'm going to raise additional forces behind this. But for the time being, this should be sufficient for the moment. So, they're going to be grouping up somewhere around here or so. It's going to take us a while to siege into this. But this is a really good choke point here. Like, an incredibly good choke point. I mean, they can go this direction, I suppose. Mercuria is in this. So we'll keep an eye on that. Once these guys are done raising, I'm going to put them right about here where they can kind of respond to any of this. 5 months here. Okay. Seems good. We're just waiting to see their army at this point. I actually want these guys to come here. Why don't you come here, actually? Do we have a siege leader for this? Yes. This guy will work. So that was only 5% war score. Noted. Now, this is vassalization. How can we get ticking war score? What objective is there in this? I think we have to hold their entire territory. So I think we're not going to get war score. That is noted, if that is indeed the case. So we're going to put these guys here for now. Yes, leave that independence faction. That sounds good. And we're going to walk down this way. These guys are still raising for another 30 days. Seems fine. We're making solid progress here. Okay. So their capital's way out here. We do now see the Kingdom of Mercuria's army as well as the Kingdom of Nubia's army. Okay. I'm going to pull these guys back. Yeah, we're going to take attrition. That is understood. And we're going to walk these guys all the way over, but these guys are actually going to go there. And then these are going to end up going, like, up over here-ish? Hang on. They're walking away. Okay. We just discovered mustering grounds, which is great, but that doesn't actually help us in this moment. It will help us after this war. What is being exposed next? Mots. Okay, so Mots is overcapped. We want to switch to something else. There's a 100% chance to gain progress each and every month. We should probably go over to Onager here. So that's now 19 and 20 years. That is our timer on when we are expecting to hit feudalism. Except that this guy will likely be dead by then, and he is very, very good at research. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. Okay, they've turned around. Okay, I'm going to move these guys up to here. We're going to push in with this force. We're going to group these together. Resupply is going to be a thing that we need to consider in this war. This is a large enough and long enough war. Hi, pause menu. We are concerned about chasing them up this way. That's for sure. We'll see what they end up doing. If they're smart, they're going to come this direction and attack this force. That is indeed where they're going. Okay. With that in mind, we're going to turn around and we're going to ourselves walk this way. But they're going to arrive here quite quickly. These guys are going to have to fall back almost certainly. Yes, we're going to fall back in this direction. Like this. This force is not strong enough to take this on. We need to get them to fight us in a straight-up battle first. Now, we are kind of low on our supplies, and they're just kind of running around. We may be required to resupply, and this is not a great area to resupply in. They're actually playing very well here. This is the right move, to just kind of walk us around like this. Oh, we just acquired leprosy. Okay, we're a little brighter. That does mean we're likely not going to survive very long. Now, I'm going to move up, and we're going to attack up over here. Pause is being a troublemaker. He is just a cat, and that seems okay. Now, we could certainly think about getting ourselves some titles here to try to bring us out of this prestige debt. And I'm going to create this title for the time being. That'll be fine. We want to grant that over to this guy. Looks good. And we can create another one up over this way, putting us to minus 534. That is going to go over to this guy. Cool. And we need 2 more. We can only make 1. So we're going to put this down over here, granting that to this guy. Seems good. Okay, so we're now much less negative in our prestige. Cool. So we've got these guys grouped together here, right? This is not necessarily a great place to be grouped together. I want to move our forces up over here and then up over here. But this attrition is just killing us here. Absolutely, the attrition is rough. No doubt about that. We're just going to wrap up this siege as quickly as we can. I'm going to let them walk this way. I want to get them to commit to something here. So we're committing to force them to commit, is what's happening. So this looks good. We're going to get this siege completed. They are now heading out this way. I like it. So that is very solid. I want these guys to come here, and then these guys to come here, while we head back this direction. I want to cut them off up here, ideally. And currently, they are definitely committed to this. I like it. Now, you can see they're taking attrition as well, but this will be in our home territory. They're spreading out and sieging. This is not a good call on their part. This is going to be huge for us. Now, they are feudal. We need to keep that in mind. They have feudal men-at-arms, and that's going to be a little bit painful for us, but it should be fine. We have them pretty separated here. Yeah. If they were all together, that could have been problematic, but we end up winning that fairly easily. Beautiful. Why did we drop down here? Oh, defender controls war target. We're trying to get her capital. I just realized that. Okay. That is a really long ways away, her capital. A really long ways away. Okay. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to wrap up this war. It's going to be a beast of a war. No doubt about it. We'll see how that goes. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kentogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.